Next to me is the 2018 BMW X5M, a 5,300 pound SUV with an M5 motor in it, all-wheel drive, and looks that could kill. With a base price of $101,700, it's not for everybody, but if luxury, power, and practicality are your focus, the X5M might just be one of the best SUVs ever made. Special thanks to Bob Smith BMW in Calabasas, California for making this review possible. I've got a link in the description below to this exact X5M if you're interested. From head on, the X5M looks menacing. Its enormous front split grille let everybody know that this isn't a normal BMW X5. If you look closer, there is a tiny little X5M badge on the kidney grille. Now to the side of that, we've got these optional adaptive LED headlights that actually swivel with steering wheel inputs in order to illuminate the road around bends when you're going under 35 miles an hour. Under the hood of the X5M is a 4.4 liter twin turbocharged V8 that cranks out a healthy 567 horsepower and 553 pound-feet of torque. For reference, the base price of a Cayenne turbo is $124,000, 23 grand more than the X5M, and it has less power. Now, the Range Rover Sport SVR has 18 horsepower more than the X5M, but it costs 12 grand more. And for that price difference, you could tune the X5 to make significantly more power if that's of your concern. In fact, if you really want to boost power in the X5M, you can get a $3,000 tune from Dynon that maintains your new car factory warranty and bumps power up to 702 horsepower and 682 pound-feet of torque. 700 horsepower in an SUV? I'd say that's enough. Come around to the side and you'll notice BMW's signature air breather. Not only does this look cool and house an X5M badge, it also allows turbulent airflow, like in the 7 Series when I explained, to escape out of the wheel well and actually pass down the side of the car for improved drag coefficient and thus efficiency. Now, from the side of the X5M, you can get a glimpse of the size of it. At 192.7 inches long, it is a big SUV, but it's not as large as you'd expect. That length is actually 3 inches shorter than the new BMW M5. Yes, it weighs 5,300 pounds, which is quite a lot, but may I remind you that the Tesla Model S P100D, a sedan capable of doing 0 to 60 in 2.3 seconds, weighs 5,000 pounds. Not that far off of the X5M. This X5M is finished in Donington Gray Metallic, one of 8 standard colors available, all of which are no-cost options. You can also go with BMW individual colors for a wider range. Those are expensive, however. Now, there are 3 different wheel choices. These are the 21-inch style 612Ms, and yes, they actually come blacked out from the factory. This, combined with the interior color, which you'll see shortly, and the X5M's Donington Gray Metallic, fit together so nicely. But the craziest part about the wheels are the tires they have on them. In the front, we have 285 millimeter Michelin Pilot Super Sports, but in the rear, we have 325 millimeter tires. That's the same tire size as a McLaren P1. That, combined with standard all-wheel drive, allows the X5M to get off the line in a hurry. The rear of the X5M is very muscular. On the passenger side, we've got the X5M badge to let other people know that you are better than them. And below that, we have this beautiful quad-tip exhaust. The tips themselves measure 3¼ inches in diameter and add to that menacing demeanor that the X5M has. Now check this out. When you actually open up the lift gate, which is automatic, of course, but below that, we actually have a tailgate that folds down and can support up to 550 pounds of weight. That's pretty cool. Let's hop inside, shall we? The rear of the X5M has tons of space. I have plenty of legroom at 5'11", plenty of headroom as well, even in the middle seat. It gets even better when you're on one of the side seats. We've got climate controls down here as well as a button because we have that executive package for the heated seats. There's also a massive panoramic sunroof here as well. In the rear, with the seats folded down, we've actually got 76.7 cubic feet of storage. That's 16 cubic feet more than the Cayenne Turbo S and 15 more than the Range Rover Sport SVR. So if hauling kids' sports equipment or going camping or being able to carry a ton of groceries is a priority, definitely look at the X5M. The interior of the X5M is finely crafted with exquisite materials, and honestly, it's just a pleasure to be inside of the cabin. This specific X5M has Mugello full merino leather, which significantly improves the excitement inside of the cabin, although it does cost $2,900. But the red leather juxtaposed against the black leather with contrasted stitching, carbon fiber, as well as the gray exterior go together so nicely. We've got 3 different trims available: fine line oak wood, aluminum trace, and this carbon fiber. On the Beamer, it is a no-cost option for carbon fiber. On the GLS AMG, it's $1,750. Kind of nice that BMW throws in carbon fiber on their cars for free on the inside. BMW has made speccing out your X5M very easy. There are a few entertainment and comfort options that you can choose from, but the majority have been bundled into one package, the $6,100 executive package, which is fitted on this test car. That comes with a full color display, active driving assist, ventilated front seats, heated rear seats, rear sunshades, as well as a wireless charging hotspot in here. We've got optional Apple CarPlay to make the integration of your phone and your car as seamless as possible. We also have this gorgeous touchscreen color display. BMW's heads-up display system is one of the best in the business. It provides just enough information. It's color, it's sharp, it's clear, it's adjustable in terms of its height, and you can even link it to memory settings. When I click M2 here, that programs the car into a custom setting that I've created, but it also gives me a more aggressive heads-up display that shows me RPMs in a nice horizontal fashion, the speed limit, my current speed, as well as the gear I'm in. That allows you to keep your eyes glued to the road when driving the X5M, focusing on nothing other than enjoying the car instead of, well, looking down or looking to the side, distracting you from safe driving. That 4.4-liter twin turbocharged V8 is mated to an 8-speed automatic transmission. We've got steering wheel mounted paddles if you want to take more control of what gear you are in, and like all BMWs, the responsiveness is razor sharp. Putting paddles that don't have good response on a car makes no sense, and BMW realizes that. So honestly, it feels like second nature, and in the blink of an eye, when you flick those downshifts and upshifts, the transmission responds. Get this for staggering acceleration performance in the X5M. 0 to 60, this SUV weighs 5,300 pounds, happens in 3.8 seconds. That's right, 3.8 seconds for a massive SUV. That is an incredible feat, but it gets even more impressive. The quarter mile happens in 12.2 seconds at 115 miles an hour. How does that compare to the full-fledged sports car, the BMW M4? Well, the M4 does it in 12.5 seconds, 3/10 slower at the same trap speed. X5M is faster than an M4. BMW has given us complete control of the way the X5M drives. There are 3 different buttons that, when clicked, completely alter the way the X5M performs. One of which is the steering weight. Comfort is the lightest setting, good for cruising. The steering weight is nice and light, but not too much. Then Sport, it tightens up quite a bit. And in Sport Plus, it feels heavier than a lot of sports cars do. I quite like it, however. Then we have a button to control the suspension firmness, Comfort, Sport, and Sport Plus. Again, there is a massive difference in the ride quality between Comfort and Sport Plus. When riding over bumps in Comfort, it soaks them up very well, and in Sport Plus, there is significantly less body roll. But the best part of the X5M is truly the way that it drives. BMW has destroyed the notion that SUVs aren't capable around the track or fun whatsoever. Get this, the X5M is able to achieve 0.96 lateral Gs of acceleration on the skid pad. How does that compare to other vehicles? Well, the Giulia Quadrifoglio, the fastest sedan around the Nürburgring, achieved 0.98 Gs of lateral acceleration. Pretty insane for an SUV, or any vehicle really. An engaging driving experience and comfortable ride is what BMW is known for, and it's no exception in the X5M. We've got self-leveling rear suspension, active roll control to limit body roll through the turns and improve cornering ability. We've got double wishbone front suspension. The X5M rides 0.4 of an inch lower than the standard X5 for an improved lower center of gravity. But numbers aside, it really is impressive how this thing makes you feel in the turns and how confident you can be piloting such a big vehicle at speeds you didn't know were possible. With 325s in the back, that is just an astronomical amount of grip. And if you kind of pretend that you're not in an X5M, you're in an M5, you start to feel even more confident. It's that good and that fun to drive. And really, that's what this thing is all about. Do you need to spend well over $100,000 on an SUV that has 567 horsepower? Absolutely not. But there's no other SUV at this price point that'll put as big of a smile on your face as this X5M will, combining luxury, technology, performance, all into one package. The brakes on the X5M are impressive as well. We've got 6-piston front calipers, and it's able to stop from 70 miles an hour in just 152 feet. That's 4 feet sooner than a Cayenne Turbo S, and the Cayenne Turbo S costs quite a bit more than an X5M does. While you can entertain your rear passengers with the brutal acceleration of the X5M, or shut them up, whichever one you prefer, you can also opt for the professional rear seat entertainment package that costs $2,200 and gives you two 9.2-inch color screens in the rear. They're also compatible with gaming consoles, so if you want to play Fortnite and you're no longer at your computer or Xbox, you can play it in the back of the X5. Another option for audiophiles, although I tested the standard sound system out that's equipped in this vehicle, it's actually quite good. But if you want to take that up a notch, there is a 16-speaker, $3,700 Bang & Olufsen system that is pure auditory bliss. More on the list of cool features the X5M has to offer is the $2,500 M driver's package. That bumps the speed governor from 155 miles an hour, which definitely is enough for American roads, to 174 miles an hour. But it also comes with a day of high-performance driving school with BMW M. That's right, they've got a school on the West Coast and the East Coast, and you can spend the day honing in your track skills and piloting BMW M cars. Pretty cool. So with that, I think it's time to put on the point of view camera and show you what it's like to drive the X5M from a first-person point of view. Let's hit it. I love the way this BMW leather-wrapped steering wheel feels in your hands. It's the perfect diameter, and then we've got these paddles mounted in the perfect position at 9 and 3 that really feel good when you actuate them. BMW does a great job at that. Visibility is really good in the X5M. Massive front windshield, and then when you look over your shoulder, there's so many individual little windows that really you can see all the way around. And then when you open that giant panoramic sunroof, it feels very airy in the cabin. Very spacious in the front seats. Now, the seats themselves don't actually hold you in place all that well, although this is not a sports car, it's a sports SUV, but I would like a little bit more support from the bolstering there. Despite being 5,300 pounds and all-wheel drive and high off the ground, this is just such a fun vehicle to drive. Those downshifts and that 4.4-liter twin-turbo V8, the exhaust note has this soothing, smooth tone to it. And then on upshifts, it has these nice little pops that sound very cool. Overall, I'm incredibly pleased with this SUV. For the money, the mix of performance, luxury, practicality, refinement, technology is off the charts. Thanks again to Bob Smith BMW of Calabasas, California for making this possible. I hope you guys enjoyed this review. If you did, leave a like on this video, hit that subscribe button if you're not part of the Vehicle Virgins family yet. I look forward to seeing you next video.